Hello, everybody. My name is Josh Blansky. I worked with Richard Posey on creating this unit here. Um, so, first off, the class we decided to look at was the government class at Create Moni. Mr. Posey does a wonderful job teaching this. So, the unit we looked at, in particular, we have the political participation unit and also campaign propaganda. In the school, we have seniors are mostly taking this, so it is very important um, for the seniors to actually have a good understanding of what campaign propaganda is, um, as well as in terms of participating actually in the political system of the United States, considering that most of them will be able to vote coming up. So anyway, the class is a semester-long class. It's broken into two parts. We have our United States um, government along with the Illinois Constitution and Civics unit. So particularly the piece that we're going to be looking at is the civic duty part of the civics unit. Okay, so in there we're looking at some historical components of elections and campaigning. We spend time analyzing different strategies used by campaigns. They are going to analyze campaign apparel, posters, commercials, and other strategies to actually figure out the effectiveness of a political campaign. So as you can see, the original lesson here is all about the analytical standpoint of actually physically looking at the posters, commercials, apparel, things of that nature, all for effectiveness. If we get so lucky as we are this year, during an election year, we actually will look at current video and current strategies and actually be able to compare them to live poll numbers and primary results. So we can really see live effectiveness. Okay, but what we are going to be adding to the curriculum, as you can see, is two project options to really see if the students understand how effective actually propaganda is. So there are two choices. They have the campaign commercial, as well as creating a website. So with the commercial, we're looking more at strategies that the campaign uses directly with the candidate or people that support the candidate. And then with the website, we're looking at more of a, in general, look at how things are designed for a candidate. So that being said, the campaign video, okay, so the first thing that they are going to have to do here when they're creating this, they really need to figure out what the subject is going to be of their campaign video. Are they going to be choosing a person to represent a candidate? Are they going to pick someone just supporting the candidate? And the two big things that they need to be aware of when they are creating this campaign video is the syntax as well as the semantics. So your syntax refers to the organization and the creative design choice, so of the visuals, as well as the semantics. We're looking at more of how do we connect to the viewer in terms of society and view in the world. Everything that they do, with the scene, the setting, the camera placement, should all be things that highlight their campaign strategy. It shouldn't just be randomly placed everywhere throughout. Okay, you can see some of the other requirements that the video requires. So you got to use some kind of form of propaganda discussed in class. So there will be obviously days beforehand that we still do the original lesson where we go ahead and give them propaganda to look at, as well as some commercials. There's an example here if you'd like to click and check that out. So they can see, kind of have an idea of how to structure a successful commercial. They also need to be between 30 and 60 seconds. This will mimic a traditional commercial. Um, you know, and yeah. So the visual cues to improve, everything that they do with their visual cues has to be used to improve the portrayal of their message and not distract from it. The audio choices, everything is very important. Okay, we do not want the students distracted from their message. They need to stay on focus. Okay, the other thing that we have, the other project choice that they have, which they will be allowed to work in groups or on their own, they have that choice, okay, is a website. Okay, so for the website, what we're looking for obviously 3 pages. As you can see, there's got to be some kind of home page. On this home page, you're going to see, introduce the candidate, kind of, maybe have a slogan, the name of the person, just some very base information to kind of give exactly what we're going for here. The second page that's on there is the issues. So where does the candidate actually stand on specific issues? I believe we said at least 3 need to be on there for them. And then also some merchandise. Okay, so should feature 4 items in the merchandise store there. Obviously, the point of the website, get the candidate's name out there, as well as to support said candidate. So when they're designing this, they got to keep in mind some of the design elements, line shapes, textures, space, size, value, colors, and format. Everything on the website should be spaced correctly. You don't want to draw too much attention away from certain items, and we've all been on websites that are not designed very well. So we actually did make a quick one here for you. So you can see here's the first page of the website. So this is just kind of introducing the candidate's name, his little slogan that he has, as well as a little call to action, join this candidate. Okay, there's an issues tab here, so you can see kind of where they will stand on specific issues that are being told, as well as if we go to the store. Obviously, we're not selling these items, but you can see some common items that candidates will sell and the students will design. So they have to keep in mind what party are they supporting, all these other things as well. We should be able to tell immediately as we go onto the website. Okay, so some tech tools that we would use to do this. So if the student chose to do the commercial, okay, the commercial would be very effective if we used a website called WeVideo. So what WeVideo is it's a web-based video editing program that allows users to complete basic editing functions. So they can shorten, string together clips, they can insert text, add transitions, audio can be added, so you got background music, things like that. So, just a basic video editor, and it's free. It works out. You can sign in with Google, which works out in our school due to the fact that we are one-to-one. Every student does have Chromebooks. So, and we use our G Suite here, which you can also see is another thing that we use. So all the G Suite stuff that is available, including actually Google Sites, which is actually how we made the mock website there for the students. They could use that, and it makes it very easy to collaborate and design their own website using that. They can manipulate images, they can easily add text and other designs in there. And it's very, like I said, easy to collaborate. Okay, so last thing I need to talk about here is what exactly are we grading them on? Okay, how is this assessed? How is this actually moving us forward? Okay, so obviously we're going to use this rubric as a general guideline for the students. Okay, so so the rubric assesses how effective students are in applying campaign propaganda strategies of their choosing, as well as their ability to effectively implement elements of visual literacy, specifically syntax and semantics, into their projects. So again, we are still focusing on that. In order to, compensate for the fact that syntax and semantics are so heavily weighted, we decided to put a 2 times multiplier on the campaign propaganda section of this. Okay, so to receive the most points, students, they have to have a clear and present campaign propaganda strategy throughout the video or website. So again, they're not jumping all over the place. They are staying focused, and they are not just throwing everything together in hopes that their message stays clear. So on the website, you're looking more of consistently used on each of the web pages. Okay, so if they're supporting a certain side, that they do actually include elements of that side rather than just kind of throwing together a bunch of political ideals that don't really overlap or make sense together. So when it comes to visual literacy components, so we're talking syntax and semantics. So syntax is just the elements of the visual design, right? So is this visually designed correctly? So our images actually making sense of what's being told on the screen, or is it just a bunch of nonsense? If they do videos, like what shots are they taking here? Are they is the camera too far? Is the camera too close? What are we looking at? Is the audio part of this? Are they choosing appropriate songs to be in the background, or is it just a bunch of again, things thrown together? And then finally, in semantics, we're looking at the visual elements to broader the meaning between the campaign propaganda strategy and the potential real world message. So for the semantics piece of this, it is all about how well can they relate. Is the message clear, and is it relatable to anybody that is looking at this candidate's website?